Most people will never make it. And it's not because they're stupid. It's not because they're lazy. But it's because they care more about being liked than being honest with themselves. They want comfort. They want safety. And they want someone else to blame when life turns to shit. If you want to get ahead of 99% of people, you need to do what they won't. You need to get selfish. You need to be shameless. And you need to tell the truth, especially when it hurts. Let me tell you what I mean. So a few years ago, I was maxed out on every credit card I had. I was working like an absolute dog and I was trying to help everyone else. Everyone else was coming ahead of me. My health was in the toilet. My energy was dog shit. And quite frankly, I'd completely lost sight of what I actually wanted. I'd go to bed at night and I'd be lying in bed thinking, is this it? Is this what my life is? Is this what I'm supposed to be settling for? And then one night I just snapped. I sat down, looked at my life and said out loud, do you know what, Dan? You are full of shit. You're not stuck. You're scared. You're not burnt out. You're distracted. You're not lost. You're just avoiding and putting off what actually needs to be done. So I made a decision that night. No more excuses. No more pretending. No more asking for permission to live the life I actually wanted. I got selfish. That's what I did. I got selfish. And when I say that, people sometimes think I mean greedy. Not in the chart. I got selfish. And when I say that, people think I mean greedy. No. What I mean is I stopped putting everyone else's needs before my own. I started saying no to energy vampires. I blocked toxic people and walked away from situations that didn't serve me without expectation. And then I built a routine around what I needed to do to feel strong, sharp, and focused. And then I got shameless. Now this one's fun. I honestly just stopped caring. I stopped caring if I looked stupid. And I started saying what I actually believed in and what was in my head and in my heart. I posted content that I wanted to post and didn't care if people unfollowed me or didn't like it. And you know what else I did? I asked for help. I reached out and asked for help even when it felt embarrassing to do so. And that is when the real magic started. Doors started opening. Clients came in. Opportunities showed up because I finally showed up as myself. Now, most of you watching this, you're actually playing a character. You're filtering your life to be acceptable, to fit in. You're hiding the very things that would make people want to work with you, learn from you, and follow you. So if you want to win, get weird. Seriously, you've got quirks and flaws and obsessions and hobbies and just weird shit that you like. Lean into them. I'm a pizza-loving, motorcycling, foul-mouthed, boxing meathead who loves Warhammer and being an absolute massive geek. That, and I have a borderline obsession with memes and reels as well. But I often talk more sense in 10 minutes than some coaches do in 10 weeks. And guess what? The more I became me, the more successful I got. Sounds like it wouldn't make sense, but it's fucking true. Not polished, not perfect, just real. The real me, the me that's talking to you right now. You can try and be liked, or you can try and be remembered. You got to pick one. Now, let's talk about being productive. That's something I'm pretty well known for. Now, most people think productivity is about apps and planners and structures and lists and all that good stuff. It's not. This is what I found. It's honestly about doing the shit you don't want to do first. It's about working when you don't feel like it. And quite frankly, it's about deleting 90% of the things and tasks and your to-do list that keep you busy but don't actually move the needle. Now, I built my first 6-figure business living off caffeine, pizza, spite to a degree, and often working from 5 a.m. till 1 a.m. There was no morning routine, no cold showers, no vision board, just output, just work, just getting shit done every damn day. You don't need more time. You need fewer excuses. You don't need more motivation. You need consequences. And speaking of consequences, let me tell you one that lit a fire under my ass. Okay, so my little sister, Spud, aka Anna, was born with severe epilepsy. Now, unfortunately, that epilepsy kicked in, she died, and she ended up getting brain damage after she was resuscitated. Now, growing up, I knew she would never get the chances that I had. That was my why. That was my reason for pushing through burnout and rejection and fear and that little voice in my head that would often tell me this wouldn't work or I wasn't good enough. I wasn't doing this for claps or love on social media. I was building this ultimately for her. That and my parents who gave up everything so we could have a shot. I wasn't doing this for Instagram or Facebook or social media likes. I was building this for her. That and my parents who made so many sacrifices so me and my sister could have a good shot at life. So when people tell me, Dan, it's hard, I say good, which might sound a little bit fucking savage, but it's supposed to be. If you want to be in that top percent, then you got to act like it. You got to be relentless. And you know what? Sometimes be spiteful if you have to do it. Prove the doubters wrong. Prove yourself wrong. Prove the old version of you wrong. People laugh at you when you're doing this. Good. If they block you, don't like you, leave shitty comments, perfect. If they say you've changed, tell them thank you. Because the moment you start building a business and a life on your own terms, you become dangerous. And 99% of people are terrified of that. Let's get practical for a second. Here's a little bit of advice on how you break into that elusive 1%. Firstly, block out 2 hours a day, just 2 hours a day to start with, that you are going to focus on building something that matters. That is your core time for you. 2, cut off someone or something or a habit or a place that is toxic, that is not serving you this week. Just get rid. If it's not adding value to your life, get rid. Publish a single piece of content. If you're already publishing content, great. But if you haven't, publish it, even if it scares the hell out of you. And say no to one thing that you always say yes to out of guilt. Don't be a yes person. Do that every week for a year, and what happens? Here's what you don't need as well, though. You don't need more mindset quotes. You don't need another online course that you're never going to finish. Even though I sell them, you don't need another planner that's just going to collect dust. What you need is action. And maybe a kick up the arse as well, with love, obviously. So let's wrap this up with the truth that most creators simply won't tell you. You're not stuck because of your circumstances. And yes, all of our circumstances do play an impact on where we're starting from. But often, after having done this for a long time and coached a lot of people over the last decade, you're stuck because you're still scared of becoming who you truly are. Because that version of you doesn't ask for permission. That version of you doesn't settle. That version of you is dangerous. And once you let them out to play, there is no going back. And quite frankly, it's quite addictive. It's great fun as well. So stop lying to yourself. And I say that as someone who has done that as well, okay? Stop playing small and start today. Literally start today after watching this video. Do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. Send a message, launch the offer, burn the plan, and build a better one. I don't know what it is, but do that thing that makes you a little bit scared, a little bit out of your comfort zone, and go for it. And when you get your first win, Reward yourself. Buy the shoes, book the flight, get the tattoo, whatever. Because you didn't wait for the world to validate you. You went out there, you went out there and made it happen. That is how you escape average. That is how you build a life and a business that's worth getting out of bed for. Not by watching motivational content and cheering from the sidelines, but by getting in the arena, bleeding a little, getting stuck into the fight and refusing to quit. If this video hit you where it needed to, good. I've done my job. That's the whole point of me recording this. But now I've got something for you. I want you to go and do something about it. And if it didn't, I'd wager you'll be exactly where you are in a year, wondering why things are still the same. The gap between you and that 1% is not talent, it's tolerance. Let me explain. It's your tolerance for discomfort. It's your tolerance for rejection. And it's your tolerance for telling the truth. So be selfish, be shameless, be honest. And for the love of God, be consistent. You don't need more permission. You need a plan, some balls, or the lady version of that, and a reason that actually matters to you. Now, do me a favor, go build something. And when you do, send me a picture. I'll be cheering you on, slice of pizza in hand. Take care.